The new mid-season patch for Season 1.5 brings huge buffs to Human Torch and Iron Man, so you might get into more flying comps this time around, and if you are getting into those comps in ranked play, here are the best strategists to use and how to use them. Now, the biggest problems you will encounter when playing in flying comps are that your allies are much harder to hit and require much better aim, and that sometimes they might get exposed up in the air and be burst down by a Hela, Hawkeye or Punisher. So first, Cloak and Dagger, they are insanely good for flying compositions, and after the mid-season 1.5 balance patch, they are absolutely amazing in flying compositions. What really works for them is that they do not require any aim to actually heal a target, and with the patch they have an increase in direct healing, making them even better at topping off or saving flying heroes. Since you just point in the general direction of your target, then your heals will almost always hit, so you can heal any kind of flying target, even an Iron Man that drank 5 Red Bulls in the morning and is moving around like crazy. Thing is, another mechanism that works extremely well for Cloak and Dagger in flying comps is the healing dome that Dagger puts down, because usually flying heroes are staying quite far away from your team, so if both your tanks and your separated Iron Man take damage, you need to choose which one to heal. But with the dome you put it down, tanks get some healing, while you switch a bit and heal that Iron Man and heal him fast and efficiently with your auto aim and the increase in direct healing. So Cloak and Dagger absolutely perfect for flying comps. Moving on to Invisible Woman, just as amazing as Cloak and Dagger at it, but a bit different. Since she does not have auto aim on her basic attack, she will not be as efficient as Dagger at healing flying targets with her main heal. But she has the shield, which is absolutely a lifesaver. So let's say you have a Johnny and a Hela is targeting him, putting up her no-fly zone. You put up the shield and again, same as Dagger, you cannot miss because it is auto-aim, and not only do you heal him but also prevent damage and give him some cover when he's out in the open. Especially if that Hela has good aim with the shield, he will be able to keep it up and contest her. So basically, instead of him being in danger, he becomes the danger and can start harassing that Hela. Not to say that Invisible Woman also has the team-up ability with Johnny, which grants him bonus health. So Invisible Woman is absolutely perfect for the flying comp, because you can put up your shield, heal the flying target, negate the damage, and then focus on healing the rest of your team with your basic attack. Now, moving on to Jeff, he is kind of mid in flying comps. His healing splash has indeed infinite range, so you might be able to reach out to those flying heroes, but still require some aiming to be effective. And if they move around a lot, it might not be enough to keep them alive and prevent the burst. Other than that, Jeff does not have any tools to help out in those scenarios, since his healing bubble requires predictive aiming and it is hard to land, especially if a target is up in the air. And if you don't land it, it simply falls down. You might be able to put some bubbles on high ground and leave them there for them, but you won't be nearly as effective as Dagger or Invisible Woman. So, pretty mid overall. Next up is Loki, and I feel that Loki is even worse than Jeff when it comes to healing flyers, since his healing requires basically for you to hit your targets and it splashes. I mean, the direct hit does not provide healing, the splash does, so if you don't really hit him, then you are basically helpless. The projectile is also quite slow, so it is harder for you to actually hit it, especially in fast movement or strafing around. You have your regeneration domain, which you can put up a clone on a rooftop or somewhere else higher up and activate it to provide a refuge for Iron Man or Johnny or Storm, but this basically means that he has to give up his position and go there. So the cool thing though is Loki copies ultimates, so you can have 2 Iron Man or 2 Storm ults, so basically 2 team wipes if they are clustered, or 2 Human Torch ults and control loads and loads of territory with your tornadoes. But for keeping the flying heroes alive, he is pretty weak in this department. Now Luna Snow is much better than Loki, since her projectiles are extremely fast, almost hit scan, so you will have a much easier time hitting them and healing them up, but still it requires good aim, unlike Dagger or Invisible Woman. But if you can hit them, Luna is pretty good in flying comps. However, she also has Share the Stage, which you can put up on Iron Man and forget it there, but it does not provide much healing, and it is definitely not enough to keep him alive when he takes significant damage, so you'll pretty much have to turn around and heal him directly if he is in trouble. The other thing is that you also need someone else to heal for Share the Stage to work. So if your tanks are full or they are not heavily contested, you don't have any healing to do that could trickle down to your shared stage target. What can help you land your shots though is the ice arts, which turn your projectiles into a bigger chunk of ice, which is much easier to hit. It also makes it easier for you to contest the enemy flying heroes, since you can hit them pretty easily with ice arts and it deals significant damage. But overall I would say Luna Snow is pretty decent in flying comps and quite good if you have good aim and can land your shots. Moving on to Mantis, she is quite hit or miss in those flying comps. It really depends, she's not a lifeline healer, so she cannot bail out your teammates when they do something stupid. But you can always hit her heals since she does not require aiming, and you can also boost the damage of your allies. So an Iron Man with the increased splash damage buff from the patch and a Mantis buff can really shred through clusters of enemies. Just as in any comp, not necessarily a flying comp, Mantis can be absolutely amazing if she is paired up with Cloak and Dagger or Invisible Woman. Her direct healing is not great and she definitely cannot bail someone out from a burst, but her healing is easy to hit. She also gives out the 12% damage boost, which is significant, so with another strategist that can grant a lifeline, Mantis is definitely amazing in flying comps. Adam Warlock now, he's not my favorite. Yeah, he can hit his heals since they are point and click, but his heals are cooldown. And the big thing about them is that they bounce between your allies. So if a flying hero is up there, not near the team, then you are definitely not using that heal to its full potential if you target him. And his heal is on cooldown, so if you basically use one on a flying hero and then the other on your tanks, if something else happens in the meanwhile, you are basically a spectator and can do nothing about it. Soulbond, your tool that gets you and your teammates out of some trouble, has a 15-meter range, and it is very possible that Iron Man or Human Torch, they won't really stay in a 15-meter range from you, so you can't use it to bail them. You can use your ultimate to bail them though, but yeah, it's not the best solution. However, Adam Warlock is good at contesting enemy flyers since his basic attack is fast and can hit them very easily, but still I feel like Adam is pretty weak in flying compositions, but I don't know, if you have another opinion, hey, feel free to drop it in the comments and let's talk about it. Last but not least, Rocket Raccoon, and I have to say I think he is pretty good in flying comps. His healing cannot save from a burst, so basically if you have that Hela targeting your Human Torch, very hard to bail him out when she can land them headshots, but you can easily heal through normal damage since you shoot your orbs in the general direction of the flying hero and you don't have to hit him, he just have to be close enough. You have the wall crawl, which can help you get to higher ground, have a better line of sight and heal them and help them out, and you also have the beacon. Just 45 seconds of cooldown and it has a 50 meters range. So like when we talked about Adam earlier, he just had a 15-meter range for his bailout ability and his revive is literally the ultimate. Rocket can revive them when they mess up and with much better range for them to stick around in and with a much better cooldown. The thing is, Rocket's main healing ability, the spheres, are great at healing multiple allies at a time. So if you just use them to heal up that Iron Man, you mess up your efficiency, unlike Invisible Woman who can put up that shield, forget about it, and in the meanwhile heal her team with her basic attack. So Rocket Raccoon again pretty decent, not the best, not the worst with flying compositions. So this wraps up the strategists, so let me know what do you think in the comments. Do you have a different opinion and who is your favorite strategist to play in a flying composition? Also, if you liked the video, please consider subscribing, it will help me out a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.